Hello, everyone. Welcome back to this week's episode of Mocktail Minutes. This is Bailey.
And this is Brianna.
This week, we're talking about some wellness trends. We've done some episodes like this before, but we're going to talk about ones that we're seeing pop up again. Oh, our drink.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I am drinking, it's a Pops prebiotic sweet tea. I don't know if I'm going to finish it. And I think it's a me thing. It's not terrible. There's 5 grams of added sugar, and then they have stevia in it too. Just having carbonated tea, something about it's just not sitting well on my belly.
Yeah. What are those ones that I had for a while? I got them from Costco. They're like true,
It's
whatever.
something,
They're like carbonated teas as well. They have one that aren't teas, and the carbonated teas, like, I couldn't finish them. Like, it
yeah,
actually did hurt my stomach.
I don't know what it
It was
is
weird.
about it. But I also have my water
No.
here, so we'll probably use that instead.
I am doing, because they were on sale, and my kids are out the liquid IV, the ring pop flavor, but the zero sugar one.
Is
It
it?
doesn't taste like a ring pop. It tastes fine, but it doesn't taste like a ring pop. I think the bomb pop is better. And then I added this little like sun fiber packet. I forgot I had these. They're so good for
Oh,
traveling, but
yeah.
is the type of fiber, I won't get into it, but it doesn't make you like super bloated
Hmm.
or anything. So I feel like it's just an easy way, like if you're traveling and you need it. And this sun fiber is like completely tasteless and mixed. It doesn't get clumpy, so you
Oh,
can
that's always
literally add
good.
it to water. Hmm.
Yeah, a lot of them do get all big and thick, and it's like, ugh, it's just
Yeah.
disgusting.
Get like, yeah. So no, but we like it.
So we're going to be talking about, I think we have like 10 or 11 different things we want to go over. So let's just dive into it. One of them that I've seen people doing, and this is kind of an old one, is the dry scooping of pre-workout. So if you don't know what that is, dry scooping is you're just taking your pre-workout powder and just putting it directly into your mouth. Like you're not mixing it with water, and then you're just kind of
Yeah.
like washing it down. A lot of times people do it because feeling like it would get to their system faster or just have like a better energy boost, thinking like if you don't dilute it with water, it'll absorb faster.
Hmm.
I wouldn't say that's necessarily how digestion works. Everything you swallow is going to end up in your stomach, and your stomach is going to immediately mix that powder with stomach acid and liquid before it goes to your intestines, where it's actually absorbed. So,
Hmm.
whether you mix pre workout with 12 ounces of water or you dry scoop it, your body's going to process it in the same way.
Hmm.
The only thing happening faster is you're swallowing a concentrated amount of all the things at once. And so I don't really see any performance advantage to dry scooping. Just mix it with water. You're not going to
Yeah.
choke. You're not, like, that's kind of my main concern with dry scooping. I'm like, I feel like I'm
Choking.
choking.
It's literally,
So,
I have done this before, way long time
yeah.
ago. Literally took me out in my car.
Hmm.
Like, no,
Like,
I don't
just
see the
mix it
point
with
of it.
water.
Also, that's how you get like a horrible stomach ache, I feel
Yeah.
like.
And it messes with your esophagus too.
Yeah, you're supposed to dilute that. We're not
Don't
dry
dry
scooping.
scoop it. I don't know why it's becoming popular again, but you don't need a dry scoop pre-workout. Oh, and we had talked about the Just Ingredients pre-workout on another episode. It does have the beta alanine in it, and it does give you that little itchiness to it, or at least the one that I tried.
Um,
Wasn't terrible though. Like it previously, it made me want to like crawl out of my skin, like throw up type of feeling. This one wasn't
mhm.
bad. Like you knew you were tingly, but
Just like less.
well, I think too, it
Yeah.
doesn't have all the artificial sweeteners in it as well that most.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I still need to try it. I'm going to try it. The next one, we'll just kind of like jump around. I would say CGMs. They're debatable. Like the continuous glucose monitors. I have seen some people be really for it. Some people are like, if you don't have diabetes, you don't need it. I'm kind of like, the more you know,
Mm,
right? And we work with a lot of people who have like weight loss resistance or insulin resistance. They're so helpful for that. But I would say, if you're using it, know what you're actually looking at. And the goal isn't to like flatline your glucose all day. Like that's one way to just kind of like increase your body stress, tank your thyroid. Like we're not trying to flatline our glucose all day, but knowing what foods impact you, the amounts of it, like what the heck is your blood sugar doing throughout the day. I'm for it, but I've seen a couple people be like very against it. So I was like,
yeah, I think a
I
big
guess it
thing
just
is,
depends on who you work with.
yeah, and I think just knowing what you're looking for because
Hmm.
it can be very confusing if you don't know where your blood sugar should be or how it should react. So I think
Yeah.
if you're not sure, I don't think it's a bad resource. Like you said, like the more you know,
Hmm.
it's more data you can, and I think that can kind of go along with electrolytes. That is something that people are like, yeah, I do. We're like, no, not everyone needs electrolytes. Could you survive without doing electrolyte drink? Sure. But I
Yeah.
do find many people benefit from at least one electrolyte drink a day. Most people
Yeah.
have some imbalances, but they are going to truly support hydration. So that way you're actually pulling water into your cells. It can help like your muscles function a little bit better. It helps with your nerve and your heart function. It can help like with your endurance, especially like if you're running.
Hmm.
And they're
Yeah.
also going to be helpful during illness. Like everyone talks about it, but I would say they're not necessarily harmful, but you also need to be aware of how much you're doing. So it can be a little bit individualized, but I would say in
Yeah.
general, most people do fine on a basic electrolyte. With that being said, most people don't need the 1,000 milligrams of sodium
Hmm.
from Element.
Hmm.
Some people do. Some people do and feel great. I am a person, I don't do well on Element. I feel absolutely awful, but I also need more potassium. And I've known that just
Yeah, me
through my
too.
HTMA test. I don't really need more
Hmm.
sodium.
Yeah, mine too. What is up with that? But yes, 100%. They're not all created the same. There are some that are much higher in sodium. And yeah, if you're eating a lot of processed foods or you go out to eat a lot or you cook a lot, yeah, you probably need more potassium than salt. But there's been a few, and sometimes I wonder, I'm like, I know our algorithms are so different compared to like the people who are not dietitians,
Yeah,
but I have seen like people like hot debates, like, you don't need this, it's a waste of money. Like, it's not a waste of money.
no.
Also, if it gets people to drink more water, like I know for a lot of my clients, drinking water is hard. If you can drink something that's flavored and gives you some minerals, okay, do it. Like, you're not going to hurt yourself. But yeah, Element, I only do well with it if I'm outside a lot and it's really hot and it's the middle of summer, but I always have to mix it with like a really high potassium one. So
Mm.
they're expensive too. So I'm not against it. I like it, but yeah, very individualized. And this is where working with someone can really help you, especially if you've done an HTMA. But someone was so upset at who is that, like, she's a lady. She's really into working out. She does a lot of research. I'm stroking out right now. What is her name?
Doesn't really.
She's really big on, like, anyways, women lifting, not doing like a ton of like really intense hit cardio. She does a lot of research. And she was saying on a podcast the other day, she was saying how, like, in order to probably be hydrated, you need minerals. And people were like, also researchers big in the industry were like dragging her, being like, oh, she's making it more complicated. I'm like,
It's not that
or we're just
complicated.
fighting. We're just fighting about weird stuff now. Like, she's not wrong. You're not wrong. It's
And it's not complicated to add a pinch of salt or to add
no.
like, a pinch of cream and tartar. Like you can also make electrolyte drinks at home. We talked
Yeah,
about this
yeah.
in
You
our
don't
last
need.
episode of the summer mocktails. So it's
Hmm.
not complicated. We just like to, people like to call out people saying they're wrong because it gets them views. And it's just like, who can yell the
Yes,
loudest? And if you're
100%.
like, oh, this person's wrong, then people get curious.
Oh, it was Dr. Stacy Sims.
Oh, I do like her.
I do too. And the guy, I won't mention him. I have such a meh. I don't like him because he's just so, like, that's what he does. Like, his whole content is dragging people and
It's
being like,
annoying.
I know stuff better. Meh. Okay, next one. Let's do fiber maxing.
Yes, we actually had a whole episode on this one too.
Hmm. Yeah. And this is the trend, I think, for the next coming years is fiber. Like, protein,
Thank
she had her
God.
moment. She's still having her moment. But yeah, I know, right? And of course, like we all do, we want to take it to the max. Here's the thing is the recommended amount is like 25 to 30 for men, women, depending on your size, all that. We know that's kind of like the low end. Like, you can't really overdo it with fiber unless you haven't worked up to a certain amount. Like, yeah, if you go from 17 grams to 70, you're going to feel horrible. Don't do it. But we know that that 25 to 30 that most people are not even reaching is like a bare minimum. So I like this trend. I think you need to work up. And I obviously think, the more whole foods, the better. But really, I think fiber maxing is finally having a moment because I think people are starting to be less scared of carbs and realizing, like, oh my gosh,
I actually feel
it's so
better.
hard to get in your fiber
Yeah,
if you
that's
don't eat carbs. And yeah, oh my gosh, I feel so much better. And yeah, fiber is connected to like every sort of like disease state, pretty much any of them, unless you have like severe GI issues, which I will debate having low fiber might have caused those. Fiber helps.
But just like with anything, like you still need to eat your protein.
Right. Yeah, you still need your fats, you still need your protein.
Get all the things in, but yeah, I think it is time to let's also focus a little bit more on how much fiber we're doing. Most people, when they first start logging, it's like 10 grams, 10 to 15.
Yeah.
25 should
Yeah.
be a minimum. Other thing, next one I would say functional like mushroom coffees. I think they've been getting more popularity. I hear a lot of people are switching from like regular coffee to functional type coffee drinks. So like the lion's mane
Mhm.
or like turkey tail is another one of them. That one's kind of funny, but lion's mane I would say is a pretty popular one. But these have been used for centuries, and a lot of the focus around them is because they can help with focus and memory and your immune system, reducing stress, energy, longevity, which is what everyone wants. What's
Mhm.
actually happening, these mushrooms have compounds, and those compounds can influence your immune function, inflammation, your nerves, antioxidant activity. So, lion's mane may stimulate nerve growth factor, NGF, which has sparked interest in the brain health. In general, we don't have a lot of great studies on different like supplements or just things like that. I would say the mushroom coffee, it's not a bad thing to do, but it's also not a cure all.
And most of the time they're really expensive. And I think sometimes people think like you said, like this is the cure all,
Yep.
like I'm drinking my coffee. If you like it and you feel better doing it, because that's the other thing is some people feel better with like the, brain cognitive stimulation that they get from it that doesn't have the same side effects as caffeine.
Mhm.
Cool. But
And this is
know what you're, yeah.
That's what, because it
Yeah.
is expensive. And I think this is where the marketing of being healthy is expensive kind of comes about because we have to do
Yeah.
all these things. I don't drink mushroom coffee. Like, we can make budget friendly and not have to spend a lot. Like I said, it's not going to probably hurt anything. It
Yeah.
could possibly help, but it's also not like a foundation that I think you need to have
That just sparked another like trend that I was thinking about, but I won't add here. We should
going.
maybe do that another day. Go. The next I would say is like protein everything.
This
So
has been a
again,
hot
yes, like there's protein coffee, protein popcorn, there's
protein
protein
pretzels.
ramen. I literally saw Top Ramen, the cup of noodles has a protein one now, which is like, okay, I'm not horribly mad about because they're like 80 grams of carbs and no protein. Okay, you could probably put some 10 grams of protein in there, but protein, everything. And I'm like on the fence with this. Like, first of all, there's some things that I'm like, not necessary to add like protein powder to popcorn. Like, you could probably just have some sort of like nuts or something with popcorn if you wanted to add
I
protein
will
to it.
say I do that though. I add protein
Yeah.
powder to pop because like my fat is very easy to hit. I struggle more with carbs, but I know I need a
Is
balanced
it
carb.
is
Then
it the just ingredients shaker one?
no, like
Which
I
one am
put
I
actual
thinking about?
protein powder on it. So like drink
Oh, so you
wholesome.
make it like sweet.
It's like a sweeter
Okay.
popcorn. And so I'll do that to get my carbs in, but I also know I need to balance it, so I'll do the protein. But I think too, it's just becoming
Yeah.
highly processed.
Yeah. Or people think it's automatically healthier
Yes.
because it's protein is in it, right? Which I'm like, at the end of the day, you're still buying Pop Tarts
hmm
and you're still buying ramen and you're still buying pretzels, which not that any of those are necessarily bad, but like just because you put protein in it, no. And that's where I was saying this is where I'm on the fence because the hacks of like adding protein to things that you always do, I don't think is necessarily bad. Like people were very upset about the Halo Top ice cream for the longest time. I'm not like it's if you like it and you enjoy it and it's a way to kind of help be goal supportive, like do it. But do I think you always need it? No. Same with protein coffee. I just saw a thing before I got on that's like trends that are out, protein coffee. Do I think you need protein everything and you need to buy like a $12 drink from Starbucks, a protein cold foam? No. But if it helps you balance out your breakfast a little bit more and helps your blood sugar and you like it, do it. You know, it
It's
doesn't need to be like all or nothing.
exactly. And I think that's a
Mhm.
major thing. Like, yeah, if you're having trouble, do that. But we also like if you need to hit your protein goals by eating Halo Top every night, like let's try some
Right.
chicken.
Let's reevaluate.
And I think too, like there's the drum roll donuts. Have you tried those? The
No.
ingredients actually aren't bad. I was very
Yes, I
surprised.
have.
They actually taste pretty good. So like something like
Mm-hmm.
that, I'd rather you do that than like a bag of regular donuts. It's going to give you some more
Mm-hmm.
protein versus just straight sugar. I think they have
Yeah.
some fiber in them too. Yeah, I would say it kind of depends. I don't think it's a bad thing to have protein and everything, but we also, I think my major thing is like how you said, a lot of times if we see that protein's in it, we just assume that it's healthy.
Just like my toxic trait is going into Trader Joe's and being like, everything in here is healthy.
Yeah, or like Fresh Time, and then they have a whole aisle of soda. I'm like,
Yeah.
we
I'm
don't
all
need it.
healthy because it's Trader Joe's. And you're like, dang it.
Yeah.
Yes. So just because you see protein doesn't mean automatically, is it probably the better option? Yes. But there's probably other things we need to look at if you're like getting high protein cup of noodle.
And even like, I think adding protein to desserts, like sometimes I will do that, but it's
Yeah.
not even adding up. Like if you add a scoop of protein powder, you're getting like probably 2 to 3 grams per serving.
Yeah. Like if that, if you think like, I made 12 muffins with one scoop has 20 grams of protein.
I
They're
wouldn't
not as
really call
high as
them
you think.
protein muffins. It's like, okay, it got a little bit more protein. I will do it because, like, if it's a vanilla protein, it gives it some flavor. So it's just like a
Yeah.
bonus, not protein muffins. They have protein in them. So that's why people call them protein
Right.
muffins, but I wouldn't count that as your protein source. The
I had
next
to feel something out.
one, parasite cleanses. That's oddly popular lately. A lot of influencers, I feel like, just start blaming all the stomach issues on parasites like fatigue, bloating, acne, the brain fog, weight gain, and kind of really focus on herbal cleanses with that. Parasites do
Hmm.
exist, but they're actually
Yeah.
pretty uncommon in healthy people living in developed countries without like all these risk
Yeah.
factors. True parasites are diagnosed with like a stool test. Most parasite cleanses are going to contain herbs that stimulate your bowel movements. They can irritate your intestines and they can actually increase diarrhea. So many people think they're passing parasites, but often what actually seeing is like mucus or like undigested
Hmm.
fiber could be something like that. If someone has
Yeah.
truly has a parasite, you would want to be properly diagnosed with targeted treatment.
And this is one where I think it's really hyped up. And same with like a lot of gut protocols is people just try to like find all these like, it's, your gut is like full of parasites. That's why, or you need this intense gut protocol, but you don't have foundations, right? I think the gut is a complicated place and we probably
Yes.
don't need to be messing with it. Like causing yourself to have like diarrhea is only hurting your gut health. And if you have a parasite that's hurting you, you likely know.
Hmm. Yeah, like you should
Okay.
know that and you should get professional help, not try to
Yeah.
pass a parasite on your own.
Also terrifying, just like, I don't know. No, I don't want any of that. The next one is it's a hot. I feel like a lot of these are really debatable. I would say seed oils, being like overly obsessed with seed oils. Do we know that your ratio of certain omegas can cause inflammation? Yes, absolutely. We know we're much higher in the omegas that we shouldn't be in, and it is pro inflammatory. However, I think people have missed the plot and they've gotten really intense on like seed oils. And the idea is to be consuming foods that have less seed oils as preservatives,
Mm.
one, which is, fast food, processed foods. I think focusing more on your variety of fat is more important. Like, am I eating saturated fat? Am I eating unsaturated fat? Am I getting different, omega 3, 6, 9? Am I getting a variety of fats is more important than just overly stressing about seed oils.
Yes, that's a major
Yeah.
thing. Like, you don't have to completely get rid of them. It's the reduction and also like coming from. So, like my Aloha
Yes.
bars that I get, they have sunflower oil in them. It's
Hmm.
also a high oleic sunflower, so it's less processed. So, where you're getting it from, what's it kind of combined with, and also like how much are you doing? We don't have to, like I said, you don't have to completely eliminate them, just limit them so we have more omega
Hmm.
3s and
Or add in some of those like healthier fats. That's what everybody misses is they're like super consumed with like cutting it out. But
cutting
I'm like,
everything out. Yeah.
did you add fatty fish? Did you add walnuts? Did you add chia seeds? Are you adding those?
Hmm.
That's more important.
Yes. The next one I would say castor oil in the belly button. This kind of claims come from like detoxing, improving digestion, balancing your hormones, reduce bloating, just like healing your gut. And the idea comes from like the belly button being the gateway. And the idea is because it's like the body's organs once connected to like the umbilical cord. After birth, the umbilical cord is in the belly button, it's like scar tissue. But I will say there's also like castor oil over the liver. And so this is also a practice that I'm used with a lot of like integrative medicine circles for a long time.
Hmm.
And putting it like on that right upper abdomen where your liver sits with a cloth can help improve circulation or like stimulate your lymphatic system, help kind of your liver detox. And part of that is that castor oil contains fatty acid and it has some anti-inflammatory properties when applied to the skin. And so I've used castor oil on my liver. It's helpful and it's used
Yeah.
to support the liver. Again, it's not going to fix everything. Like you still have to limit alcohol, eat enough protein, have a good healthy body weight, manage your blood sugar, be physically active. Those things are also
Hmm.
really going to support.
Eating cruciferous vegetables, not drinking a bunch of alcohol. I think you just said that.
But yeah,
But
it's not going to cause harm to put it in your belly button.
no. And this is like a good kind of thing to like, I think help people remember that like your skin is permeable. So like the stuff you put on your skin. So I like it. I've done it. I'll do it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but I think it's one of those like it's a sprinkle on top of your health cupcake. You know what I mean? Like you need the cake and the frosting and the sprinkle. Yeah, you can't just be like I do castor oil packs and then I just eat 50, 60 grams of added sugar every single day, you
It's
know?
not going to work.
Yeah. The next one is cortisol face. So this, I find this to be kind of like predatory. Okay. Like I feel like they're like, hey, women, what else are you
Anything with
insecure
cortisol.
about? Literally. What else are you insecure about? Oh, your fat, puffy face? I can help with that, you know? Here's the thing is there is actual medical reasons why you can have like that quote unquote moon face or puffy face. Most people don't have that. Yes, do we need to help with, circulation and lymphatic drainage? Is that absolutely. Is there stuff that we can do that makes you puffier? Yes, but so do different things like different shifts in your hormones throughout your cycle. Okay. You should always be trying to make sure your cortisol is at a healthy level, but it's okay. I
I
just
would say
usually it's
like,
connected to like a supplement. Usually it's just
yes.
connected to a supplement, which you know what? Like all kinds of stuff that you do to help your face, love it. You know, the gashas and all the things, love it.
But a puffy
But I
face
think,
doesn't
yeah,
automatically mean high cortisol either.
right,
It can be
right.
related to high sodium, alcohol, poor sleep, like,
It's usually those.
yeah, or like just hormonal changes. It can
Yeah,
be related to that. So, again, fixing that foundation. And it's like, oh my gosh, my face is fixed. It may not be
right.
because you're cortisol, you're just supporting your body differently. And so you have
Yeah.
that fat distribution changing and
Like you're not retaining as much water, you have better, yeah, circulation. I don't think you need like an expensive supplement for your cortisol face.
yeah. See,
Yeah.
it gets to be a lot and it gets to be overwhelming. Again, I think that's why we
Yeah.
have the misconception of being healthy is expensive, being healthy is hard. Literally, like just start keeping it basic. Once you reach your weight loss goals and you're feeling better, then maybe add some of these other things to
It's not going to
amplify
hurt you. Yeah.
and to level up if you want to. But it's also not a requirement for everyone to need to do mushroom coffee or take cortisol supplements or do the castor oil packs. It's helpful for some,
Hmm.
but you also have to build off a solid foundation. I think those are good
Yeah.
ones to cover.
Yeah. I just think it's gotten so stressful. And again, I try to like tell people like, TikTok and Instagram, and it's a way
I'm
that people
stressed.
market to people. Yeah. I'm stressed too. So I'm like, of course they're going to think, what are all these ailments people could have? That's what you do. That's sales 101. You have an issue. I have a solution. Let me tell you why you have your issue and why you need the solution. So, yeah, but if you're worried because your health regimen is like 30 steps long, you can barely take some stuff out.
Mm.
People have a hard time just sticking with the basics. That is the problem. So don't get in the weeds with some of this unless you're ready to, like Bailey said. And then if you do, Other than like the parasite cleanse, all these are probably fine.
Yeah.
Parasite cleanse, I would approach with caution. I don't know. They freak me out a little bit.
They freak me out. I feel like, yeah, probably don't need a parasite cleanse. And if you were suspecting a parasite, like, go see a doctor.
Yeah. And I do know like there's all kinds of stuff you got to do before. Like
Mhm.
you have to take like binders and all these things. You can't just be like, get out of me. I don't wanna do
Yeah.
that.
Well, all right,
So yeah.
everyone. We hope this was helpful just to kind of relax you a little bit and give you some clarity on the trends that you might be seeing. And we'll be back next week with a brand new episode.
Bye.